Hey kids, Lisa here, and I am starting today what will be a weekly series of very, very short clips about weekly mindfulness tips. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that the channel is called Mindful Tarot, not just, I don't know, not just to use the word mindful as some, cute little adjective, and not just because I am trying to live and practice a mindful life, but because I teach mindfulness, and my approach to tarot and my approach to tarot reading for myself and others is as a pathway to mindfulness. So how can our relationship to the 78 actually help us expand our hearts, become more attentive, become more aware, become more anchored in the present moment? How does the very ancient practice of divination, whether it's with tarot cards or with coins or the entrails of birds or with the stars or with the earth, how can these age-old practices of divination also be really potent forms of mindfulness practice? So mindful tarot, it means a lot to me. But I also have some things I want to share with you that aren't specifically about the tarot and are really just about mindfulness. And so to that end, a kind of little taster each week of tips that I've been working with or recently discovered toward more mindful living. And today's tip comes from a New York Times article that I just read yesterday, and I have just started doing this. So this is like hot off the presses. It's not my idea, but in the 24 hours I've been doing it, it's really mind-blowing. So one of the things that really I discover in my life, and you may discover in your life, if you're on YouTube, you are drawn to the world of social media. Your iPhone or Android may be, part of you, like glued to your hand. Social media means a lot to you, I'm imagining. But if you're like me, you probably also suffer from a sense that this can become addictive. This can be the thing that not only connects us to others and to the world, but actually takes us away from others, takes us away from the world, makes us less mindful, less connected, less grounded, less attentive. So this tip, and I'll link the New York Times article below so you can read about it, is a means of making a dent in our digital distraction, in our digital addictions, by making the source of our addiction less desirable. So this is what my iPhone looks like now. I have grayscaled it. And the thing that happens when you grayscale your iPhone is all of the brilliance of the color, all of the deliciousness of the coloration, here's the Fool's Dog app, disappears. And it's like, going from eating filet mignon, if you eat filet mignon, which I don't, come to think of it, because I'm a vegetarian, to eating gruel. I mean, it's just like, like, why would I want to play with this? So instead of this becoming the most seductive, addictive toy, it gets smaller in my life and becomes more like a tool. Now, give it a shot if you are finding that your relationship to your iPhone or your Android is taking away from the very connected, engaged life that this tool is supposed to enable. Do you find that you pick up your phone in every moment that you have spare? You're at dinner and the person you're eating with at the restaurant goes to the restroom and suddenly you're on your phone. You're sitting in a conversation, the phone buzzes in your pocket, you're pulling it out. In the middle of talking with someone else, you're texting or looking at a text on your phone. If you're like me, this has taken over your life in ways that are not so skillful. So gray it down. See what happens when this gets a little bit less seductive. Now, how do you get into grayscale? I don't know how to do it on Android, but in an iPhone, you go to settings, and in settings you find accessibility, which is under general, I believe. Yes, it's under general. Oh, you can't see this. You won't be able to see it. Under general, and you go to the accessibility port, and display accommodations, color filters, click on color filters, and you'll see an option for grayscale. So Go to settings, go to general, go to accessibility, go to color, display accommodations, go to color filters, and you can grayscale it. And it's, it takes a few steps to do it, and it takes a few steps to undo it, but it's really easy to experiment with this. Okay, that's this week's mindfulness tip. Bye, y'all.